The future is coming, and it's going to affect all of us. It's widely accepted that millions of jobs are going to disappear. But we may not have to work. We might get paid for having fun. And in this future, the robots and algorithms that will replace us could either reduce us to poverty or set us free.
This is the time of apocalypse and utopia, as it were. And this is a time where we have to start thinking concretely about how to envision a better world out of the collapse of this one.
Optimists say things could be wonderful. Machines do nearly all the work. Money disappears as things are created for us. Automation and science negate climate change. Crops are grown in the desert. We create meat in our own homes. And as a species, we develop because we no longer spend our time doing boring tasks to feed our children.
I think we might well experience a new renaissance of creativity and of social interaction in a very positive way. If people have the leisure to do whatever they want to do, they will be less frustrated by the hassles they have at work, and they will be more fulfilled because they'll be doing the things that interest them.
It may sound a long way away. After all, at the moment, robots only do one thing at a time, like this one making car doors. But what if one can do all the things that we can? In previous industrial revolutions, change was measurable. People call it linear. The difference with the fourth industrial revolution is that change is exponential, which means it goes faster and faster all the time. And it's expected that within about a generation from now, a machine will be built which is better than a human. And that changes everything. Futurologists point to a problem. Where are the world politicians discussing these things with their electorates? Artificial intelligence is barely mentioned in Western election campaigns, yet already jobs are disappearing as the robots take over. The global tech giants, who in future will control vast resources, are discussing privately what their responsibilities to us will be, but they would rather not talk about it in public.
You put a ship like mine out.
Every AI expert believes the transition to worklessness that we as humans are embarking on must be addressed now.
We all understood this was coming. I suspect the shocks will be lower and we can start to try and mitigate against it immediately. If you understand that eventually most of the population will be unable to do traditional work, then you can start introducing systems to cope with it. Whereas at the moment, that just sounds like saying, let's spend more on benefits, which, when you have that linear view of the world, isn't really an acceptable way in British or Western European politics to think.
The question is, what are we going to do about it? And so for us, we believe that we need to organise citizens worldwide to recognise, first of all, that this is actually going to change a lot of things and already is, but crucially, where do you stand on this? What do you believe? And how are you going to get involved in debate so that it actually leads to progress in how you perceive it?
Artificial intelligence could be the best thing ever to happen to humanity. But in the absence of a global political debate about its benefits, the risk is that it's seen instead as terrifying, a direct threat to us. The world will be a very different place in a generation from now. It is surely time for the people to be involved in what it will look like. Laurence Lee, Al Jazeera.